Hello, my name is Elizabeth Kalana. This is going to be my informative speech. Back here is my husband Manuel Gonzalez, and he will be my audience for tonight. My speech is going to be of who has the power when it comes to our billion-dollar corporations having an influence on our country to the point where they hold the biggest power when it comes to political gains, financial gains in this country. It's affecting our middle class to the point where everyday middle class worker or employee are living paycheck to paycheck, and high ranking CEOs from Amazon to Exxon to Verizon, AT&T, you name it, any billion-dollar corporations, they're getting a tax break, tax cuts, and then all that money they just end up putting it in the Bahamas or somewhere else where they won't be taxed. So we end up suffering. And my three main reasons are going to be: when did the power shift from workers having a huge say in the company? They had like almost 40% of the say when it comes to picking who their board of directors are going to be, who's going to be representing them. Till now, they have no say. No one asks if they don't ask for none of their opinions. They don't ask if this is something that they want to do. They just go ahead and do it, and then they forget about the working man or the working woman. Second, it will be how or when did corporations started to get government influence or help from the government, as I should say. And then my third is how can we fix it? My first is, I believe it was somewhere in the 1950s. They had this saying, or they had this moral obligation of, we work for our middle class. We work for our nation who is going to be buying or consuming our products. They will help their communities. They will help their nation. And then somewhere around the 1970s, when technology started booming, where computers started coming out, TVs, anything you can name started coming out, everything started going up, and companies slowly but surely started forgetting about the working class. And they saw that their shareholders was investing more in their company, so they decided to switch. Instead of listening to their workers and their employees, they decided to listen to their shareholders because they had all the money. They were the ones who were investing in their companies. So they decided to please them and listen to them. And around that time is when they started to get influence in government. Government officials, they started to see how powerful corporations were, and they saw how much business will be bringing into their states. And that's what they need. So they pretty much did a lot of loopholes. They did a lot of stuff for corporations, to the point where, I don't know if you have an Amazon Prime account. I know I do. I'm guilty of that. But if you do, Amazon, I believe, was trying to do a contest with different state officials to see who can present the best. I don't know what it was. I know New York, they changed the lighting in one of their towers to show like, oh my god, we're great at business with Amazon. And I know Georgia was doing like a whole commercial for Amazon. It was crazy. They were having a competition to see where Amazon can place their next corporation in. And that right there is scary, to see how much power a corporation has, a billion-dollar corporation. Like their CEO, Jeff Bezos, he is in the billions. He's a billionaire right now. And there's a pact that they make. Every billionaire, they make a pact of giving back to the nation. They're giving back to their country, which they should. It should be that way, since they started from here. Might as well just contribute to their country, right? Nope, he still hasn't done it. He's already been a billionaire for 2-3 years, and he's not given back once. I'm lying to you. He has. And it was $1 million to the Mary's Closet. It was not campaign. It was like a giving back to homelessness, and he ended up shutting down that building, destroying it, remaking it into making one of Amazon's warehouse. But he still claims, or he's still saying, that he still gives back to Mary's Closet. I don't know. That's just what he's been saying. And from my opinion, I think he should be giving back to our communities, to his employees, to his workers. But I rest my case. Anyways, with my third reasoning, I believe the only way that we'll be able to change this, or this way of thinking that we have with corporations, thinking that, it's always been like this, it's never going to change, it's never going to get better. I feel like we can put the right type of people into Congress. With the right people in Congress, they can be the ones to making the change for us. They're the ones speaking for us, telling other government officials that either do agree or disagree, saying that, nope, this is not right, we need to change this, it's not working for anybody. The only person it's working for is the CEOs and shareholders of the corporations that are making billions. And I believe Elizabeth Warren, the congresswoman for Massachusetts, she put a bill out last year. It's claiming that it will hold corporations accountable, and it will bring back workers, workers. So they will be able to say, either if, let's say if Amazon wants to give some money to a political congresswoman or a political congressman, either from Republican or Democrat, workers have a say of whether they wanted to or not, if they want to give the money to that political figure or not. And they also have say of who they're going to be their board of directors and who's going to be representing them. So I believe this is a good start. It's not a problem solver. I don't really think it's going to make a huge impact for the first maybe couple months. But I feel like it is a good way to start, I believe, with those little steps that we're going to take. I feel like it will change, and it'll wake up other congressmen and other congresswomen to be like, you know what, I think we should do the same. Because the only reason why this needs to be federal is because if this is on the hands of states, they kind of just make their own rules and no one is going to be really behind it. So it's pretty much, you know what, if this is going to work for us, why should we change it? That's why it's important to go federal, because it's going to change the lives of all workers and all the employees, all the middle class. This needs to happen. I think it's been long overdue, and it's time for a change. So I feel with the real person in power, it should be with the people.